I'm Liam. I never thought my life would turn into a true crime documentary, but here we are. It all started with what I thought was a perfect future. My fiancée, Chloe, and I were that couple. We met in college, built a life together in Seattle, and after 5 years, I proposed on a rainy pier overlooking the city lights. She said yes, and for a year we were deep in wedding planning. Venues, cake tastings, the whole deal. I was the happiest I'd ever been. We had a solid friend group, great jobs, and an apartment we loved. I truly believed we were a team, building a life that was unshakable. We talked about kids' names, for God's sake. I thought I knew her better than I knew myself. Then, about 6 months ago, she started a new fitness class. Said she needed a change. That's when she met Jason, the instructor. Suddenly, her hobbies revolved around the gym. She'd talk about his inspirational mindset, his interesting life. It made me uneasy, but I trusted her. I dismissed it as a silly insecurity. But the changes got bigger. She became distant, critical. Things I did that never bothered her before were now annoying. Our date nights were replaced with her girls' nights that always seemed to include Jason. I'd see his name pop up on her phone constantly. When I asked about him, she'd get defensive. We're just friends, Liam. Don't be controlling. The worst part was the gaslighting. She made me feel like I was crazy for being worried. So I started to doubt myself. Maybe I was being too jealous. Maybe I was sabotaging our relationship. One night, she sat me down on our couch, the same couch we'd picked out together. Her face was serious. Liam, she said, I think we need a break. The word hit me like a physical blow. A break? What are you talking about? We're getting married in 8 months. She wouldn't look me in the eye. I just have feelings I need to figure out. This is just too much pressure. My heart was pounding. Is this about Jason? She didn't deny it. She just looked away and said, I need space to see if there's something there. It's not you, it's me. And there it was. My fiancé of 1 year, the love of my life, was officially asking for a break to explore things with another man. The trust, the future, the life we built. It all shattered in that single moment. I felt numb. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. The clarity was terrifying. I just stood up, looked at the woman who had become a stranger, and said, okay, then it's not a break. It's over. I walked into our bedroom, pulled out my suitcase, and started packing. I could hear her crying in the living room, but I felt nothing. In that moment, I made a decision. If I was going to break, I was going to break clean. I was going to disappear, and I knew exactly where to start. The moment I finished packing that suitcase, a strange calm washed over me. The heartbreak was still there, a raw, aching wound, but it was buried under a layer of pure, cold determination. I didn't just move out of our apartment. I executed an exit strategy. That first night, I stayed in a cheap motel under a cash payment. The next morning, I called my boss. I was lucky. My company had a satellite office in Austin, Texas. I explained it was a family emergency and requested an immediate transfer. They agreed. Within 72 hours, I had resigned from my Seattle lease, shipped a few boxes of essentials to a storage unit, and deleted all my social media accounts. I told only my parents and my best friend my new city and made them swear to secrecy. To everyone else, Liam had simply vanished. Austin was a clean slate. The sun was brighter. The air was different. I rented a small, furnished apartment, threw myself into my new job, and started going to the gym. It was lonely, sure, but it was a peaceful loneliness. It was healing. For the first month, I heard nothing. It was radio silence, and I started to believe I was free. Then, the first sign appeared. A new LinkedIn profile view. It was from a generic-sounding female name, but the profile picture was blank. A cold trickle of dread ran down my spine. My gut screamed it was her. A week later, a text from an unknown number. Liam, it's me. Please call me. I made a huge mistake. I blocked it immediately. My peace was shattered. The messages started coming from different numbers, each one more desperate than the last. I can't find you anywhere. Jason meant nothing. Your mom won't tell me where you are. Answer me. She wasn't just reaching out. She was hunting. The digital stalking bled into the real world. A bouquet of flowers arrived at my new office with a note. I'll never stop fighting for us. My blood ran cold. She had found my workplace. How? I came home to find a handwritten letter taped to my apartment door. It was pages long, filled with rambling apologies, declarations of love, and then accusations. How could you abandon me? You're so cruel for doing this. The handwriting was frantic, slanted. This wasn't the Chloe I knew. This was someone unhinged. The final straw was when a coworker, a guy named Mark, pulled me aside. Hey man, some girl called the main line asking for you yesterday. Said she was your sister and it was an emergency. She sounded intense. She was now impersonating family to get to me. The violation felt absolute. My safe haven had been invaded. Exhausted and feeling like a prisoner in my own life, I was debating getting a restraining order when my phone rang. It was an area code from back home. Against my better judgment, I answered. It wasn't Chloe. It was her father, David. His voice was heavy with shame. Liam? Son, I'm so sorry to bother you. He took a shaky breath. We know what Chloe did, and we know what she's doing now. We found her search history. She's not well. We are so sorry for what our family has put you through. I was speechless. Her parents were apologizing. She needs help, Liam, her mother whispered in the background, her voice choked with tears. Please, will you just talk to her? Just once. I felt a pang of sympathy for them, but my own survival instincts screamed louder. I looked at the frantic letter on my counter, thought about the flowers at my office, and made a choice. No, I said, my voice firm. I'm sorry, but I can't. And I hung up. The silence in my Austin apartment felt heavier than ever. Part of me expected to feel guilt, but all I felt was relief. I had drawn a line in the sand. But Chloe didn't see it that way. My no wasn't a rejection to her, it was a challenge. The texts from new numbers intensified, shifting from desperate pleas to angry accusations. How dare you ignore me? You led me on for years. You owe me an explanation. She had created a narrative in her head where she was the victim, and my refusal to participate in her drama was the ultimate betrayal. That's when I decided to go on the offensive. I couldn't live looking over my shoulder anymore. I went to the police and filed for a restraining order. The process was humbling, presenting the flowers, the letters, the call logs to a disinterested officer. But I did it. The real turning point came 2 days later. I was grabbing coffee before work when I felt a hand on my arm. I turned around, and it was her, Chloe. She looked exhausted, her eyes wild. Liam, please, she begged, tears streaming down her face. Just talk to me. 5 minutes. My heart hammered in my chest. How did you find me? Your credit card statement, she whispered. I still had the login. I saw the charge for this coffee shop. The violation was so profound, it left me speechless. She had been monitoring my finances. There's nothing left to say, Chloe, I said, pulling my arm away. You asked for a break to be with someone else. I gave you a permanent one. It was a mistake, she sobbed. He ghosted me after a week. I realized what I lost. And there it was, the truth finally. This wasn't about love. It was about ego. Her backup plan had fallen through, and she was scrambling to get her safety net back. I wasn't a person to her. I was a plan B. I didn't say another word. I just walked away, got in my car, and called my lawyer to expedite the restraining order. Seeing her there, broken and desperate, didn't give me satisfaction. It just solidified that I had made the right choice. The restraining order was granted. The stalking finally stopped. I changed all my bank accounts and got a new phone number. The peace I had been fighting for returned. I heard through some friends that her parents finally got her into therapy. I hope it helps her. I truly do. But my part in her story is over. Now, a year later, my life in Austin is no longer just an escape. It's my home. I've built new friendships, advanced in my career, And I'm even dating someone new. Someone who knows her own worth and would never make me an option. This entire nightmare taught me the most valuable lesson I've ever learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Chloe showed me she was capable of incredible selfishness and toxicity. I chose to believe her, and I chose myself. To anyone out there in a similar situation, your peace is worth protecting. Your future is worth fighting for. Don't be afraid to walk away, even if it means disappearing into the unknown. And that brings us to the end of this intense and emotional journey. What do you think, everyone? Was the OP right to completely cut off contact and move away? Or should he have given his ex-fiancée a chance to explain after her parents reached out? Could handling the situation differently have led to a less dramatic outcome? Or was this the only way to find true peace? I genuinely want to know what you think. So please, share your honest opinions and personal advice down in the comments below. Let's have a thoughtful discussion. To every single person who watched this story until the end, I want to say, thank you, truly. Thank you for your time, for your empathy, and for being such an important part of this community. It means more than you know. If you enjoy diving into these real, raw stories of love, betrayal, and redemption, then I have a small request. If you could give this video a like, it really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. Every single subscriber is a huge motivation for me. It's what fuels me to keep finding and sharing these powerful stories. If you know someone who would be captivated by this story, please share this video with them. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.